guys thought I was kidding when I said I was going to Gopher Bearing. Well, I'm at Gopher Bearing. A couple of videos ago when I did that Harbor Freight 301 piece mechanics tool set review, I said I was emptying out my dad's old toolbox and was going to rivet his name tag to the top or to the lid of the toolbox and then put it on the display shelf for retirement. Well, there it is. Good spot for it. And then the tools that were in it, I'm going to split up amongst the grandkids. They can have a little memento of their great-grandfather. Anyway, on this 100-year-old Curtis air compressor, I've honed about as much as I dare hone, and I think I've got it good enough. There is still some pitting, but I think overall I've got some good, the rings will have good contact all the way around the cylinder. It's about as good as I can do. I mean, the only thing left to do would be to maybe oversized rings, but since this is a little bit egg-shaped, it would most likely be bore it and sleeve it. And I ain't gonna go through all of that. I think it'll still work just fine for its intended purpose. So there's good cross hatch in there. The rings are still in good shape. This bore is about at its max as far as honing, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I think it'll be okay. I'll find out shortly. Anyway, on to the next part of this thing. Second coat. Forgot to turn the camera on the first time. Beautiful. Recently, my South African YouTube friend, Jan Kotz, shared this book on his channel, and he thumbed through it, and by John Carroll, he thumbed through it and showed us all a lot of his favorites that were inside. And I believe his wife got that book for him as a present. Well, anyway, as he was sharing, thumbing through the pages, I was really intrigued by this book. So on a whim, I went online, and lo and behold, I found it at a used bookseller over in Texas. And I think with shipping and tax, I got it for $8. And I have got a huge book collection featuring tractors and farm machinery that literally fills 2 double bookcases that are 8 feet tall. I've been collecting these for over 30 years. So yeah, now I got another one. Looking forward to diving into this one. I'm going to go over these crankshaft journals with some 600 grit emery just to shine them up. I've got a couple of burrs, but I've also got a stone so I don't tear up the seals when I put this back together. So I'll bring you back when this is done, because this is really riveting. You know what I mean. Do you guys ever watch those YouTube creators that their work area looks like a surgery theater? I mean, everything is sterile, neat, and organized, and laid out in its perfect place. Don't you just hate those guys? This is about as surgery ready as I'm going to get. Well, anyway, you saw earlier in this video that I stopped at Gopher Bearing. And we've got new bearings and races for our Curtis air compressor project. And so I'll be doing some more prep work to get ready to install those, get the crankshaft back in, piston, getting close to reassembly. A couple more items to paint. I forgot. I still have to clean the base and paint it. So I'll do that. I'll do that off camera. I mean, cleaning greasy parts is not riveting content. But anyway, in this day and age, it's really a thrill when you can go to a parts supplier and they hand you the parts you ordered, and they're actually the right parts. I took my old bearings and races down there and matched them up with these new ones, and they were exact. That's just, for me, that's a thrill, because it's a 130-mile round trip to Tucson, so I would have not been happy if I got all that way and the bearings weren't right. Well, they're right. And the pocketbook is significantly lighter because of it, and it's even more lighter because while we were in the city, Nancy says we're buying Christmas presents for the grandkids. That's done. Hooray. But I'm not buying anything else for a while because I'm broke. Anyway, that's my problem, not yours. So I think this one's getting long enough, so I am going to cut it off here. You can see the progress we've made on this air compressor. I'll bring you back in the next 2 or 3 days, and as we get closer to reassembly. And I still got to prep and paint the air tank and pick up some fittings, you know, to plumb that into this compressor. And we'll see if this thing makes air. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you on the next one. Bye now.